Insurance policy or election spoiler. The political group No Labels is currently funding an effort to get a third-party unity ticket on the ballot next November, a move they say will ensure voters get a, quote, strong choice separate from the two major political parties. Now, some skeptics, they call such a bid a one-way ticket for Trump back in the White House. Joining me now to discuss this is the chief strategist of No Labels, Ryan Clancy. Thank you so much for being here. It's nice to see you in person. So your organization is now building an infrastructure to get the party on the ballot across the country. Your website says we will only run under the proper environmental conditions which must be met for us to proceed. What are those environmental conditions? What are the metrics there?
So the key thing is there's got to be an opening for an independent unity ticket to win about 6 to 9 months from now. So we'll make a determination sometime in between Super Tuesday, when we typically will know who the major party nominees are, and we're having a convention in Dallas in mid-April of next year.
How do you define opening? How will you determine whether or not you have that opening?
So if you look at some of the metrics we're looking at today, where you see 2/3 of people don't want a rematch of the 2020 election, when you see a poll we did a couple months ago where we asked if it were Trump, Biden, would you be open to a moderate independent alternative? 59% said yes. That suggests there's a big opening. Now, 6 to 9 months from now, that story might change. And if it does, we're not going to force it, and we won't offer our ballot line to anybody.
And what do you say to Democrats, most of whom say that the way they see it, if No Labels runs a presidential candidate and it's Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, you are electing Donald Trump?
So we're already on the record. We will never fuel a spoiler candidacy. I think when people think about a spoiler, we got to agree what we mean by it. To me, it is a candidate that can't win. And two, it's a candidate that whatever votes they get are coming from one side disproportionately. So Ralph Nader, spoiler. Jill Stein, spoiler. Cornel West, if he goes all the way, that's a spoiler.
Ross Perot?
No, he took votes evenly from both sides. There was a huge exit poll after that election, and they asked Perot voters if there hadn't have been Perot in the race, who would they have voted for? 38 said Bush, 38 Clinton, 24 said they wouldn't have voted at all.
So I just want to be clear. What you are saying is that if you can somehow determine, which is going to be pretty hard to determine before the votes are taken, but if you can somehow make a determination that if you run a third-party ticket, that it will take more votes from Joe Biden than Donald Trump if he's the nominee, you won't do it.
Yeah, we do not want to fuel any kind of candidacy that is pulling votes disproportionately from one side. Absolutely not. Look, we're a year out from the election. So for anybody to say a year out, we have no idea where the country's going to be. We don't know who'd be on the ticket, which party would be on the ticket. Anybody who says they know exactly how that would impact the race, they're just speculating.
I want to ask you about your funding.
Sure.
There is a lot of money in your war chest. Again, right now it is, you're going to, I believe, try to spend about $70 million to get your placement on the ballot. It's not easy to do. You're not sharing details about who exactly is funding that. As you well know, there is a lot of speculation among Democrats that your big funders are Republican donors who are looking to elbow Joe Biden out of the White House.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. So first of all, to put my priors on the table, I came up in Democratic politics. We're chaired by Joe Lieberman, former vice presidential nominee. Dr. Ben Chavis spent 60 years in the Democratic Party and the civil rights movement. There's a reason, though, that we don't share our donors. We are not a political party. We are a nonprofit group. 60 years ago, the state of Alabama tried to get the NAACP to divulge their donors. And the Supreme Court sided with them unanimously and said, you don't have to do that, because people who want to join a nonprofit group have a right to privacy and freedom of association. Here's why that matters today. The reason they protected the NAACP then is because they wanted to protect their supporters from intimidation. There's groups trying to lean on us already.
So you're not going to give me names, but can you confirm and say on the record that there are not big-ticket Republican donors who are fueling your cause?
I can tell you that our voters are, that our supporters are
pro-Trump.
We don't have pro-Trump supporters fueling this effort. Absolutely not. The money we raise is even from both sides. A lot of the ways people know us is the fundraising we did for members of Congress. Go look at it, previous election cycles. It's 50-50.
Okay, let's talk specifics, because if you get a ballot access, you actually have to put people on the ballot. You haven't picked a candidate yet. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin's name has come up a lot. Do you think he's the strongest candidate?
We haven't started looking at candidates yet. Now, we, of course, had our launch event with Manchin and Huntsman a couple weeks ago. A lot of people started speculating then. But we're going to have another event in September keyed around our common sense policy book that we released. Politico
reported that your team, including yourself, you've been floating the idea of Joe Manchin based on data that you're getting to the donors that you're seeking money from for this effort. Is that true?
No, it's made up. We have not put out any names of potential candidates. Every name you see out there is a name that was put there by somebody else.
The idea of this has to, when you're running a ticket, you're going to need a presidential candidate and a vice presidential candidate. How do you determine whether the top of the ticket will be Republican or Democrat?
So sometime after Labor Day, we're going to put out more details on the process. So this is something we've been looking at really carefully. You have to get it right because, you don't, on the one hand, want some smoke-filled room process. On the other hand, you don't want some internet free-for-all, which is what happened a decade ago when another group tried to do this.
So, again, the metrics there are going to be?
We'll be looking at a lot of the polling that we've been doing. We're going to do another huge poll in the fall. We're going to do another one early next year. And so we'll take a look at the conditions then. As I said, if the opening isn't there, we're not putting up a ticket.
Okay. And then what are you going to do with all this money you're raising?
Look, we're building a movement. Ultimately, what we've been trying to do for the last decade is build the common sense majority in this country. And if at the end of this, the common sense majority has some more influence, they're talking about the ideas in our common sense policy booklet, that's a win and that's success for us.
Ryan Clancy with the No Labels organization, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Dana.